Welcome back to the second episode of the Intentional Life podcast. We hope that you joined us for episode 1, which was part 1 of our Working in Corporate episode. If you haven't, please go and check it out. And we are actually going to continue that discussion, pick it up from where we left off. So, Zan, you ended us off the last time with a very interesting question.
Yeah, because we were talking about good managers, right? And my question was, should your good manager be your mentor?
Ooh, that is a good question.
I don't believe in mentors.
Why?
So I just feel like the level of accountability, you're not judging me. So
No, we're not.
This
We-
is a
we're
safe
not-
space.
It's a safe space. You're allowed to be.
I feel like the level of accountability that a mentor expects from you is just too overwhelming for me. Like you want to know like where I'm going, what's next, what's the next step. I don't know what the next step is, guys. I'm trying to do my
I feel like
best.
you should be knowing that.
Yes, exactly. But I don't want to tell someone else.
No, I think for me, firstly, no judgment, but for me, a mentor is a very deeply personal relationship. So a manager to me is that person you definitely discuss your KPIs with and your day-to-day stuff with and your development plan within an organization. But a mentor can go more broadly than that. So for me, I don't necessarily think a current good manager should be a mentor. Maybe a past good manager.
Okay.
Because, for example, I wouldn't want to talk to a mentor about in 3 years, I want to be somewhere
Yeah.
else.
I want your job.
I want your
I was going to say that.
I want your job. Or I actually think I want to be at that company. That's the goal. How do you have that conversation
very true.
with a current manager?
That's very true.
So a mentor could be a previous good manager, but I don't know if I would mix the two given how personal I think it is.
Okay.
No,
Contrary
no,
to you,
yes, okay.
I believe in mentorship. I think one of the things that my mentor taught me was turning dreams into attainable goals.
Wow.
She used to say,
Yeah.
I used to be like, oh, I want this. And she used to say, turn it into an attainable goal. Instead of saying, I wish, say, this is what I want.
Wow.
And I feel like that's literally changed my way of thinking. And they hold you accountable.
Yeah.
Because you sit down with them and you plan out as to what it is that you want.
Yeah.
And they sort of guide you towards it. And they will hold you accountable on your next session to be like, okay, you spoke about doing your master's. How far is that process? You're talking about maybe moving companies in the next 3 years. Do you have the particular role that you want to move into? So I am pro mentorship, but I feel like also if you're looking for a mentor as a mentee, you need to be very intentional. You need to be committed to the process because the last thing you want to do is waste somebody's time.
Yes.
You know?
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Especially because with a mentor, you're usually going to go and find somebody who's like at the top of their
Yes.
their game.
Yeah.
Because that's who we're aspiring to be, right? Like when I grow up, that's what I want to be, you know?
Yeah.
So you definitely don't want to be wasting someone's time.
Yeah.
True, because it goes beyond coffee sessions. I feel like a lot of people think mentorship is about going to that nice restaurant and taking pictures. It's about being intentional.
Do you feel ready to be a mentor to junior people yet?
No, because I feel
Because I feel like I could do that.
Really?
Yeah, I don't want to be accountable. I just want to hold other people accountable.
Oh, it's holding other people accountable. Okay,
No, I'm just
okay.
saying, I think that, look, one of the things that I struggle with mentorship is finding one. Finding a
Right.
mentor. Like, there's no database.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know?
there isn't.
There's no one there who's going to say, look, I'm committed to walking this journey with you. So I'd like to think that, I could get to a point where I could do that for other people.
Yeah.
I agree because I think for me, I was fortunate.
Yes.
I met my mentor while I was in the workspace, so it was easier. But if I look at it now, it's not easy to just I know they talk about social media. Okay, you can just inbox.
No.
But it's not easy.
You can't.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because also you don't want to be invading somebody's space.
yes.
And you're
You know?
building a relationship, you know.
Yes.
You can't, unless you've just got a specific career question and that person is an expert in the field, you're building a relationship with someone who needs to know you, to be able to help advise you, to pick you up on the times when things are down and to know how to hold you accountable so that it doesn't, make you cry or impact your mental health. And it's a very, very long-term relationship sometimes.
How do you know when the mentorship
Yeah.
Relationship.
relationship needs to end? Like,
I think it comes in when you have a plan.
Okay.
Okay.
Because I feel like I said, if you're going to treat the relationship as a coffee date, you're never going to know. But if you know, okay, this is my plan, and if this person is not leading you towards your plan, right? I do understand some people can't just, give you a job or whatever you think that they should do, but you need to have a plan. Because if you have a plan and know, okay, I'd like this person to teach me on how to do presentations, and you guys haven't ticked that, and you've had this mentorship relationship for the last 6 months, clearly that's an alarm. I think it's about when you're not hitting the milestones in terms of what you have contracted in. And one thing about mentorship, what we do very well with my mentor is that we contract into it. And I think maybe, like you said, it sounds so serious, but it holds me accountable. And one thing she also said that really has taught me to be more assertive, because she also mentors another guy. And she said to me, the difference between you and the particular guy is that he tells me he's coming. He's like, listen, I am at your gate. I need help with 1, 2, 3. And she's like, with you, you're like, oh, and then I'm always postponing. But from that engagement with her, I've started being assertive and saying, listen, I am coming on this particular time. Please make time.
Holding you accountable. Zan,
that scares me.
how did you find your current mentor? Was she a previous good manager? Where
She
did you find her?
was a previous good manager.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think we clicked. Also, I don't know, I don't want to say this, but it's also an energy thing.
Okay.
She was open, I was open to the experience.
I heard this other buzzword that's going around, something called a sponsor.
Yes.
How is that different to a mentor?
So a sponsor is, you can have a mentor relationship for 3 years, but you're not moving. Whereas with a sponsor, it's a person who I feel who's created that network in a sense that they're able to say, oh, you want to move to this particular company, I know somebody. They also are able to guide you to say, instead of focusing on entry recruiters, I know these recruiters. It's somebody who's able to advocate in certain rooms because they also are up there.
That doesn't happen enough for women,
That
I think.
definitely
It
doesn't
really
happen
doesn't.
enough
Yes.
for women.
We
Definitely
don't
not.
advocate for each other enough, I
Yes.
think. I think that's where we can sort of do a little bit better. But then do you think like having a mentor, having a sponsor, do you think that they can help you to ask for your seat at the table?
Ooh. Maybe teach you the skills to ask for your seat at the table. But I think for me, from my experience in terms of like asking for that seat, it is very much in corporate. The thing people forget is the factor of consistency, that you can't do something good once, one day, and then they're going to be like, yes, come to the important meeting. You've got to hit your targets 100% of the time, and that should be a non-negotiable. And that consistency, or what I like to call grit, like on the bad days or on the times where you're trying to solve a problem and everything that can go wrong is going wrong. How do you recover from that? If you work on those things, like for me, it's put your head down, do the work. Obviously, have strategic engagements with people, with the right people, get involved in their projects, and so that the right people can invite you to meetings. But show it via your work is something that I like to do.
But then how would you do that? So we all want to have
Because
those
I'm
meetings.
an introvert.
Yes.
Contrary to what most people might believe.
Yeah.
So somebody who's sitting at home and say, I get you, Mo. I get you. But I'm an introvert. How do I start with the small steps?
Yes.
Yeah.
How?
It's such a good question. And interestingly, for somebody who works in like a career or a field with people, I'm somewhat of an ambivert. So if I'm with people that know me very well, I'm very comfortable, very open. You see like all sides of my personality. But in a corporate space, especially a new space, I'm actually quite introverted. So for myself, given that I didn't have a choice, I work with people and I engage with people all the time. It was about pushing myself out of my comfort zone. So introducing myself to people, making time for like coffee catch-up sessions so they get to know me. So you build relationships. Do it with key strategic people, but also with, for me, all the teams that you need to work with. So at your level as well. So for me, in every COE that is within my company, I will have someone that I know that is a contact. If I need something, I can go to them. And you do it with like, introduce yourself. This is who I am. this is what I can help you with. What can you help me with? And build those relationships. It's definitely very intentional. It's a word that I know, Zan, you love to use.
I love
and
it,
it's
yeah.
definitely
Podcast, yeah.
very intentional, but it can also be very successful. And it doesn't happen overnight. So consistency is very important.
But a couple of things from what you said. So where you said, you want to talk to people, you want to be like, how can you help me? How can I help you?
How can I help
Yeah.
you?
This can't be a one-sided
It
relationship.
definitely
It'll
not.
go not that far.
Yes.
And I think the other thing is, guys, if you're junior and you're coming in on day one, if you're junior and you're coming in on day one, please don't make a coffee session appointment with the CEO.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
I feel like you need to
Not
to
on
build
day
a bit
one.
of cred,
Not on day one.
Yeah,
Definitely
you gotta
not.
build that a little bit.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, it will be easy. So go in and actually take a few minutes, learn the org structure, learn how people
Yeah.
fit into the organization. With technology, it's so easy to literally do that on Microsoft Teams to see how people fit into an organization. It's not even like before where you would need to pull up the PowerPoint org structure and see who fits where. So be very intentional and strategic about it. Don't go just to the CEO. Work your way up. But yeah, the consistency, it's not an overnight thing, like the journey to success is on that 30th floor. There is no elevator. You have to take the stairs.
That's very
so
true.
you have to be very, very intentional and very consistent.
Yeah. And also be real, be authentic.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't be fake about it.
Yes.
I know.
Exactly.
I
Like when you
know.
can tell someone's like, hi, I'm getting to know you so I can later on use you.
Exactly.
Yeah,
No,
like,
don't,
yeah.
definitely not. Definitely don't do it like that,
Yes.
And sometimes when you are invited to that first meeting, just be like the fly on the wall with your notebook.
Yes.
Like, how do
Be
people
willing to learn.
respond when someone senior asks them a question?
Yeah.
Something I like to do also is if I'm in an email that is with more senior people, how do those people like their emails to be structured? How do they because as you get more senior, the beauty is you get to be very picky about how you like information to come to you, you know? So learning those kind of small things. So sitting in a meeting and being like, okay, is this manager okay if you ask questions, or do they
Yeah.
not respond well? Just observe.
Read the room.
Read the room. Yes.
Read the room.
Yes. 'Cause-
Something I think a
yes.
lot of people fail to do.
Yeah.
Exactly. Just because
Yeah.
it's your first meeting, you don't need to go in there guns blazing. What can I do? You will get your chance.
Yes.
But you need to do it slowly. Learn as much as you can from everyone around you. We spoke about that in the first episode, at length, when it comes to lifelong learning.
Yes.
And I can't say it enough. And be authentic. So like you said, don't just sit there and be like, what can you do for me?
Yeah.
But actually also be willing to help and realize that means you have to go over and above to help other people. But if you can do that, you'll have a whole team of other people who'll be willing to help you. And you need that symbiosis in corporate.
But now here's the thing, right? So you're going above and beyond, you're being consistent, you're doing all these amazing things. So you get the opportunities.
Yeah.
So you get a bigger and bigger team. Your job started out here, but now you get every project that's coming on. They're like, she can do it. She's so great. Let's give it to her.
Yes.
So now you're like, hold on. Am I being remunerated?
Oh, right.
Has the time come for me to ask for more money?
Very important.
Because it's true, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's those instances where, okay, fine, you've gotten one project and okay, you've done one. But if it's multiple times and, it's not in the time space where, it's KPIs and it's normal annual increases and it's outside of all of that, and you want to ask, how do you go about asking for more money? How do you know the time is right? What do you do?
I think the most important thing is jotting down everything.
Okay.
I feel like sometimes we say we deserve more money.
Yeah.
But it's important to literally jot down exactly the projects that you've worked on and also the outcome.
Yes.
I feel like a lot of people say, okay, I've worked on 10
Yes.
projects.
Yeah.
But did the projects better the company in any particular way?
Very
Because I feel like once you see that,
Yes.
then you have more of bargaining power as
love that.
opposed to saying, I deserve more money.
Yes.
No, and I think what you said is so important because sometimes, yes, if you increase your scope, it doesn't mean you're necessarily doing the job properly either. So when you get to that point of, let me be very honest with myself. Yes, I had those 10 projects. How many did I finish? Did I miss deadlines? Did I not communicate?
Yes.
Because remember, all those things play a role in terms of overall success.
Yeah.
It's all good and well to take on extra work.
Yes.
But if you're doing it poorly, then it might not be the right information to use to try and have a conversation and say, at what point can I earn more money?
Because even then, you're now actually doing these things successfully. So you're saying, I deserve more money. but how much more? You can't just come with a gut feel.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
You have to do some sort of market research. And, it's understandable that this is not always publicly available information, but do what you can,
Yes.
Go on Glassdoor, go on LinkedIn, check out job listings for roles
Yeah.
similar to
Yeah.
yours, see if those qualifications, those experiences match what you do, those JDs match what you do, and see what those job levels are advertising that role for, so that you're not coming with this random ballpark figure. Because I can promise you go into a meeting and you say, I deserve X amount more with no basis, you're getting nowhere.
For sure. I think
Yeah.
we all, to be honest, feel like we would deserve more. And we should. We should be
Yeah.
our own cheerleader. We should be the person that
Yes.
advocates for ourselves. But like you said, Zen, you need the data that backs it. Because I think, obviously, if we all sat here going, oh, I deserve more, where will an organization make money? So an organization will put money into someone where they can see the results, see the potential, like see what output is coming out of it. So that data is absolutely important. And what you said, what is happening in the market right now? You'll be surprised if you go and research. Maybe you're actually on par. Maybe you're earning above what the market is paying. All those things do play a role.
I think one thing that I would suggest people do is that even if you're not looking, maybe if you're in that space of you feel like you deserve more money, I feel like maybe go for an interview.
Okay.
Okay.
I feel like sometimes when you go out there, it's either you'll come back and say, yeah, actually I deserve more money, or you also come back and say, okay, I still need to work on that. And actually you could also realize people are not paying as much as you thought.
Yes. Yep.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. And then, practice what you're going to say.
Oh, yes.
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 Don't be unpolished.
You know, because the last thing you'd want, right? You're sitting there and you're saying you want more money, but your pitch is off.
why.
Like,
100%.
yeah, you know.
And read the room. Like look at I mean, the reality is the economy of South Africa is currently struggling. And yes, there's definitely an element of I should be grateful I have a job. But
Yeah.
it doesn't mean you should be treated badly. By no means do I believe that. But there is a balance. So if you're in an organization and there's restructuring or hiring
Yes.
freezes
Yes.
or things like that, and the reason you've taken on more work is because of a restructure, might not be the right climate right now.
Yeah.
Then my advice would be ride it out, because this will only last for so long. Maybe in 6 months, things will have an upswing and there'll be an opportunity. But at that moment, it might be more better for you to actually just have a little bit of gratefulness and hold on to your job. So definitely read the room, is what I would say.
And I think, if someone does say no, and I always say this, if someone does say no, you won't die.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
At least you asked.
Exactly.
You've
If you
learned
don't
a
ask,
lesson.
the answer will be no.
Yes.
That's it.
There's no reason to feel embarrassed.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Or, feel like you can't face this manager.
No.
Understand why the answer is no.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe if there's specific objections in place, you can overcome those. Maybe they've given you a timeline. It's not okay but for right now, but maybe in like 3 months' time. But then at least you have an answer, rather than sitting there and growing like resentful upon resentful because you want more money, but like you feel like
And
no
that's
one's
it.
appreciating you.
That's it also. Take the emotion out of it.
That's true.
Because
Yeah.
if you go there and your manager has to say, listen, we can't give you an increase right now, and then you get overly emotional and angry, like, I'm going to start coming in late, I'm not going to do my job,
yeah.
because obviously you do feel like you've been giving 110%, right? And it's fair, but the reality is they might not be in a position to give you an increase. Don't actually burn your bridges would also be my advice.
Yeah.
Take the emotion out of it. Go and have that conversation. Once you're ready to accept, what if they say no? I will still be okay. I will still give 100%. And yes, I'll be disappointed. I'll cry at home at night. It's okay. I'll process it, but I won't let it get to my actual day job.
Yeah.
So
And also, I feel like touching on what you're saying is that sometimes you need to also sit down with self and say, maybe this is no longer the place.
yes.
I feel like a lot
That's
of
a very
people
tough, yeah.
are comfortable in their current position,
yes.
and maybe they don't want to go out in the market. And maybe going out in the market is actually the answer to you getting more money.
Yeah.
And change is hard, guys.
Yes.
I feel like we get so comfortable
Yes.
in our current roles. You get comfortable with the team, get comfortable with the
Yeah.
culture that, do I want to go?
Yes.
No, and Zan, you actually reminded me of what I think is going to be the next corporate buzzword.
Okay.
People who stay in a job, even when they're unhappy, or because, they're afraid of AI, which we spoke about in the last episode, or because, you're super comfortable, like I can work from home, or I'm easily like able to take leave. And apparently the term for this is job hugging. So no matter how much of anxiety, Sunday scaries you have about this job, you are more afraid to let it go than you are to actually go out there. So you stay in this job.
Guys, on that, working with people who have made it obvious they are at that stage.
Oh, yes.
I'm talking from personal experience. Oh my word, you're just like, let them do what they need to do. Like, because
Please find another job. Please
But
find
guys,
another
you're
job.
only strong as your weakest link. You're only
Yeah,
as strong as your
absolutely.
weakest link. So when
Absolutely.
this person brings that energy into the team, it's going to bring the team down.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Do you think sometimes it's valid because maybe people are experiencing the next corporate buzzword of burnout?
Ooh.
So burnout is when, you're so physically, emotionally, mentally just exhausted, over it, that it's coming to that point where you can no longer do your job or do it well. So do you think that maybe sometimes people are reaching that stage? Like, how do you guys know when you're experiencing, not burnout necessarily, but you know that you're heading towards like a bad place?
I think for me, it's when literally I'm sitting and I want to take leave now. Okay. And I literally feel like I want to snap
Yes.
at people.
Yes.
I'm like,
Yes.
why are you team calling me? Just send me an email, please. That's when I know, okay, now it's time for me to take
when
leave.
you get an email and you roll your eyes first.
Yeah, that's when I know, no, it's time for me to take leave.
Or you're like, this meeting could have been an email.
I know.
Yes, yes,
That's
yes.
when I know I'm close to burnout.
Yes.
No, absolutely. But San, something you've said that's so important is having the self-awareness to know
Yeah.
I am
You know
actually
yourself.
getting like irritated,
Yes.
frustrated. I'm reaching that point.
Yes.
But what do you do if you're reaching that point and it's like the middle of a deadline and you actually can't take time off?
I feel like what I normally do is that I've went back to taking care of myself. I've seen that by being intentional in terms of going to gym, also eating healthy has really helped with my energy levels.
Yeah.
And sometimes check how the schedule is. Maybe take a half day.
Yes.
Just take a half day on a Friday and say, you know what, I'm literally switching off.
Yeah. No, that's so true. Because for me, even like just being able to say, look, I've worked late today. Can I come in at 9 tomorrow? And you get that restorative sleep. It makes all the difference. It seems small, but it has a huge impact, I think.
And absolutely. And like what you've said, Zen, looking after your physical health so you look after your mental health,
Which we forget to
because
do.
when you're very busy and you're on deadlines,
Yes.
I don't know, maybe I'm the only one guilty of this, but because I also work remotely, sometimes I'll come and I'll switch my laptop on and it will be like 7:30 and then it can get to like 10 o'clock and I'm in back-to-back meetings and I'm like, okay, I'll just respond to one more email. I'll just do this one more task. And then it's like 10 o'clock. I haven't eaten anything for the day. I haven't drank any water. I haven't got up from my desk and stretched my legs at all. And those are the kind of things that can get you to the point of burnout. So looking after your physical health to actually look after your mental health, it's so important.
And I think one thing also you need to do is be intentional in terms of your leave planning.
Oh, yes.
Since we're now in Jan.
Yes.
Listen, look at that calendar and plan your leave.
Yes.
I know one of my friend who literally capitalizes in April.
Yeah.
Okay,
She will
yes.
tell
Public
you,
holidays.
come
Oh,
April,
yes.
she will
Yes,
capitalize
yes,
on
yes.
taking leave and making
Yes.
sure she stretches her days.
Yeah.
Because one thing, let's be honest, guys, no manager is going to be like, oh, Has, I think it's time for you to take leave.
Oh, yeah.
No,
You know, you
that's
look
what people
tired.
think. Yeah.
Yeah.
People think that your manager is going to come here. No, you need to know
Exactly.
your own triggers. And also in saying
Exactly.
plan your leave, be cognizant of the fact that you're part of a team.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
plan your leave. Also be intentional about telling people these are the days I'm going on leave.
Yeah.
This is the person who's going to stand in for me. These are the tasks I will be working on. So that you don't leave people in the lurch. Because as much as you need to self-care, you
Yeah.
can't leave other people with all your stresses also.
Absolutely.
And then understand that people work differently.
Yes.
I am in awe of people who can work super late nights, day after day, and then wake up and do it again the next day. I am not that person.
Yeah, and then you see them already.
Yes, and they
7
look so
o'clock
calm.
they're in
Yes.
the office and they look refreshed.
And they look great. And they're mentally strong. So also know yourself in that way and
Yeah.
understand that you're part of a team and people work differently. And, you know, people who report into you work differently.
Exactly.
You know, so be cognizant of that also, I think is
and
really important.
And have a structure and a routine. So like if it is working from home, structured breaks, which you can use Viva Insights to do now,
Yeah.
and like make sure you're eating well and all of those kind of things. You're getting the self-care stuff in as well, so that you're looking after yourself properly.
Yeah.
But like late nights now and then, yes, but I definitely couldn't do
I
it
can't do it all the time.
consistently.
No,
There is no way. And like
Kudos to
having
those
that
people.
boundary where it's like, okay, maybe today I have to work a little later,
Yes.
but once it hits like 6 p.m., the emails can wait for tomorrow. Like, guys, I say this with the utmost respect. I save PDFs. I don't save lives. I work in corporate, right? Like, there is urgent, yes, but it is
Yeah.
not life or death urgent. And it's no disrespect to me or anyone else that I work with. But the reality is, if you've done your utmost best today to fix everything you could for today, you can, like something, you can pick it up in the morning.
I think
you know?
it's like I always say, like if everything is urgent, then nothing is urgent.
Exactly.
Like everything cannot be urgent,
Exactly.
guys. Then nothing
Exactly
is urgent.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So look, I think even when you're working with people, and they'll come to you, they'll vent.
Yeah.
Because that's also a way to let off some steam. It's a lot of deadlines, projects. We're moving from a lot of information that's confidential, projects
Yeah.
always on the go. So how would you guys say to people watching, you're going to be faced with a lot of confidential information. How do you make sure that, you keep that information confidential, that you become a vault? Like, how important is that?
That is so important because,
Yeah.
especially to the young people coming into the workspace, you don't want to see yourself a year or 2 years down the line not getting an opportunity because people are feeling like we can't trust this person
Yeah.
with that information. I feel like it's very important to understand that you're still in a working space and keeping stuff comes with part of the job. And even if you know that that particular information could be detrimental to somebody who unfortunately, one of the things that you need to be aware that you can't share everything.
Yes.
I feel like we're in a space of sharing.
Yes.
And sometimes
Oversharing.
Oversharing.
Yes,
We feel like now we share everything.
Yeah.
So remember, you're in corporate, like my mentor always says, it's not your mother's home.
That's true.
No, I think for me, it kind of has two sides to it. The first is that if you want to grow your career and be more senior, it's going to come with more and more information that impacts the business that needs to be kept confidential. And that's going to be something that's key that you have to learn how to manage. And it is really difficult and it comes with experience. But on the other side of it, I think for me personally, like I take being a woman in corporate with so much of responsibility on my shoulders because women came before us to pave this way for us to have the seat at the table. And we hold the responsibility to do the same for the woman that will come after us and to actually widen the space so that there are more females in top positions going forward. It is like our responsibility. And if we sometimes take it like, and I mean, let's be honest, guys, sometimes women, we do like to get together and chat and gossip.
Yeah,
And if we don't separate the two,
Yes.
then we're actually harming ourselves, we're harming our whole gender, essentially.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
lot of responsibility that we hold as we have these roles in corporate. For me personally, I feel very lucky to be able to do it. But it's definitely a responsibility that I'm very, very cognizant of.
Yeah. And I think for me, it's in saying that, look, if you want to have your seat at the table, if you want to be invited in for these discussions, you have to have that element of confidentiality. Because I can assure you, if you cannot be trusted with what is being said behind those closed doors, the next time you won't be invited into that room at all. They will know that you are not the person to have on a team because you'll take all the information that you've been given and you'll spread it around.
Exactly.
And it's not really yours to share.
Exactly.
And also in terms of what you're saying. So we do like to chat and
Yeah.
gossip and all of
Yeah.
that. And I get that. But people need a safe space to come to you and vent and say, listen, this is what I'm going through at the moment. It is
Yeah.
not your place to take that information and go around saying, oh, this person's struggling with this. And,
yes.
this one has a problem with this team member. You need to be a vault. You need to keep that information safe because otherwise you're going to become that office pariah and no one's going to want to talk to you.
Yeah.
Don't
yeah.
get involved in that office gossip.
Yeah,
with it. It's not worth
I
it.
also share that. Don't get involved in
Don't
gossip.
get involved in that office gossip. But on your darkest days, when times are tough and friends are few, what are the mottos that keep you guys going?
I'll be honest with you. I just think about my bills, and I just think about my bond payment, and after that, I just literally open that laptop and I work.
Right. I like it.
I'm
I've got
not
bills
gonna
to
lie
pay.
to you. That is the only thing that
I've got bills to pay.
I've got bills to pay.
I like nice things.
I was about to say I like nice
You like
things.
yours?
I like nice things.
I like
no,
nice
I like
things.
nice things,
Yes.
I think I like to just remind myself that this too shall pass. The bad days are not always going to be there,
Yes.
It is definitely a mindset. It's what I spoke about when I said that grit. You really need that in working in corporate. So I remind myself, this too shall pass.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine's just cry inside like a winner.
Like, get to share more.
Yeah. I mean, it's a bit, like
like-
just a little.
I know,
Just
but I'm
a
saying
little.
it to myself, to be fair.
Yeah, yeah,
right?
okay, yes.
So I
that's
think
fine.
on those really bad days, I'm not saying don't cry.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
yes.
not saying don't have the feelings,
Yeah.
don't be upset. If something hasn't gone your way, a project didn't work out or a manager took off with you or whatever it is, you are allowed to be angry, upset, you want to cry. But cry inside like a winner.
Yeah.
The second that you show all of these emotions outwardly, you show people how they can trigger you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they'll use that against you.
Yeah, I've seen it happen
Yes.
practically where you're gonna find those people who they feel that in order to climb the corporate ladder,
Yeah.
they
They've
will
gotta
be
kick-
stepping
yeah,
on
they'll
everybody,
step on you. Yeah,
and
yeah.
they literally are on watching. Oh, okay, this
Yes.
one.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
so
one.
don't let people have that power over
Yes.
you.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
what I'm saying. So, like even when you're so upset, I'll be like, okay, it's bad, it's upsetting, but just take it on the inside, cry inside like a winner.
Yeah.
Guys, I didn't come up with that saying. It's from a movie. But
Yeah,
it's,
yeah,
it's just
yeah.
very
I mean,
brilliant.
it is
not that brilliant.
To be fair, it is one of my favorite memes
Yes,
ever.
it is.
But
It is, yeah.
as long as you're only saying it to yourself.
To myself, I don't
Yeah,
say
yeah.
that to other people.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That would
yes,
be a bit
I'm not
harsh.
that mean. That
Yeah.
that would be a toxic.
That would be a toxic
Yeah,
environment
that
right
would
there.
be toxic.
That's
would
not
be
psychologically
toxic.
safe. No,
but
no,
I get
no.
saying it to yourself. Yeah.
We all deal with things differently.
Yes,
Exactly.
absolutely. So for
Yeah.
myself.
Exactly.
I think also something really interesting that's coming out of corporate life nowadays is that, there's an expectation that you need to be multifaceted. So, the new thing that is coming out that I'm really liking is about building a brand.
Ooh,
Yes.
Right.
So, look, I'm someone who is not on social media.
Very little social media presence.
Which is
Yeah.
very, I'm definitely like the anomaly. I'm the weird odd one out.
Yeah.
But even I can understand
Yeah.
that that's going to
Yeah.
be detrimental to me down the line.
Yeah.
Because of how you need to have a professional identity. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I've seen a couple of people who've done it so exceptionally well.
Yeah.
They have had a way of incorporating their careers and created additional flows of income through creating
Ooh,
content
nice.
that relates to what they do.
Yes.
And you kind of see that when brands approach them, they approach them based on knowing that also on their 9 to 5, this is what they do.
Yeah.
So I feel like whether we like it or not, social media is here.
Yes, it is. And
I
it's
think
here
what's
to
more
stay.
important is about being responsible and also not oversharing.
Yes.
Because
Let's
for
talk
me,
about
I'm
that,
like,
yes.
oh, when I see the things that some people share, I'm like,
I did not need to know that.
Yes.
I
You
did
know?
not. I think for me, I admire so much people who can consistently create content. I don't know how you do it. Like I love watching those TikTok reels
Yes.
of day in my
Yeah.
life and all of those kind of things. I kind of want to be like, how do you find time to do this and your day in your life? And you're like, people are studying and they're doing engagement gigs and they're going to brand events. I'm like, I'm just here in my house working and studying and it's far too much for me. So I admire it so much.
Yeah.
It is a hustle. Like it is effort. And like if you think about TikTok in South Africa, those content creators aren't always paid. They create
Yeah.
content to get brand deals. So they and to build obviously a following so
Yeah,
that they
yeah.
get brand deals. And I'm just like, I admire this even more because it's hours and hours and hours of effort into a few, like a 30-second reel or a 1-minute reel and letting us into your life consistently. And there's not necessarily immediate payment out of it.
Yeah.
I
love
admire
that
it so
more.
much.
I love how you, because what I've seen is that a lot of people bashing a lot of these content creators. I love to hear that you admire, because I
respect,
also
yeah.
admire. I'm like, guys, like you looking at what I do on a day to day. I'm like, for somebody to have time to do something far more than what they normally do.
Yes.
I'm like, that takes time,
Yeah.
effort, sacrifices.
Yes.
And yeah, I'm inspired.
Exactly. I'm like, how many hours in the day do you have that I don't
Yes,
have
yeah.
that you're able to do this? That's
Yeah.
exactly
They're
it.
teaching us productivity, guys.
Yeah,
And
they
also,
are.
they have excuses.
That's the thing, though, because you can make the time work for you. Never having excuses. That's
Yeah.
it right there.
That's true.
Yeah,
yeah.
I
No,
mean,
think it's
to
here
your
stay.
question, Has, I think building a brand is very important. I mean, I also am very private with my social media. As I said to you guys, I'm not necessarily an extrovert. So I like my social media is generally open to people who know me. Then you'll see like that side of my life, but it's not open to like everyone in an open forum. And I think it comes with a level of bravery, because nowadays you also get a lot of people on TikTok who just throw so much of hate. Like they're on there and you're out here just doing a little cook dinner with me, get ready with me, what's in my shopping haul, and someone will say, I wish I could buy that much groceries, or I wish I could shop at Woolies all the time.
Please don't hate.
Or the amount of hate.
Don't leave hateful
And
comments here.
People, please don't leave hateful comments here. Definitely.
We will cry.
Please don't.
And
Please
outside,
don't.
not like
Please
inside
be
like
nice
a
to
winner.
us.
Yes, we
Please.
will cry
We're trying to
outwardly.
be nice to us. We're sharing our lives. We're bearing our souls here, guys. No, but in all honesty, it comes with such a degree of bravery, because you can't actually be a content creator that engages with people and puts your comments off. So you're gonna you're gonna have to open yourself and your life up to this, where people are literally like, and I've seen it myself, where people are like, oh, I wish I had this much money to spend on groceries. It's a grocery haul. Watch it and swipe past.
Yes, yeah.
You don't need to stop and put your
people have
hate.
no kindness
So
sometimes.
people who actually openly put themselves out there,
very brave.
very, very brave.
I think
Very
one of the
brave.
things that I really like also nowadays that people are doing are building websites for themselves.
Ooh, okay.
I've seen that and I really like that. So, you're seeing their professional side. They'll maybe start with what they do with their 9 to 5, and then you'll see like all the other facets of their life and how it feeds into it. So I think that that's something that's really cool that I'd like to look into, is building a website so that, you're not just one thing. Your identity isn't just one thing. You're seeing all the different things. You're seeing their side hustles. You're seeing, where they create content. I think it's really nice to see this snapshot of someone. And it's also very intentional also, because
It is
building a
very
website is
intentional.
not easy.
But
So I think
but the
it's really good.
consistency is where it comes in. Yes.
The consistency.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys. I will start with, a proper eating plan.
Yeah.
Oh, come Thursday, I'm just like,
Consistency with everything. Yes.
yeah.
It's just life. Yeah.
Especially when you come out of your routine, like if you travel or you go somewhere for work,
Yeah,
you're
absolutely.
and then to get back into that routine,
Yes.
the effort to get
yes.
back
Yeah.
into it. I mean, for me, consistency is an aspect of like every element in life.
It's gonna be like a recurring theme top.
Definitely,
throughout,
in
like, all
terms of our
episodes.
conversations,
Yeah.
definitely.
$1 million question. Do you think that you will stay in corporate forever?
Mo?
Very, very interesting question. So, like, if I think about, in the last episode, you asked about our day one selves. If I think about my day one self coming out of university, I actually thought, okay, I'll go into corporate for a little while, I'll have a job, and then I would either pursue my master's part-time, or I would leave to pursue master's. Then I would get my PhD. I still hope to one day have a PhD, and I'd go into academia, because something I really enjoy is actually research in my field. I'm like a little bit of a nerd in that way, where I really enjoy it, and it's something that I'm pursuing now at the moment. But for me, that doesn't come in my current self with leaving corporate. So it's balancing both. But I have big dreams in terms of where I want my corporate career to go.
Yes.
But if I don't stay in corporate, for me, I would like to find a place in academia. So that will be the two. But overall, as much as it gets such a bad rap, I really enjoy corporate. I think there's so much of value that it adds. I really enjoy contributing to a team, having my voice heard if I'm in the right environment. And I don't think I'm ready to leave it.
Yeah.
No.
Oh no.
So on the other side of the spectrum, yes.
And I think it's because I want to control my time.
Yeah. Yeah, I get
I'm
that.
not going to lie, I've learned a lot
Yes.
in corporate. I've
Yes.
learned people skills. I've learned how to navigate, how do I say this? Navigate relationships,
Yes.
navigate
Yes.
contract readings,
Yes.
stuff that I feel that if I was not in a corporate space,
Yes.
I wouldn't be getting the opportunity to do. But to say that I see myself staying, no. I feel like I want to get to a point where I'm able to control my time.
Yes.
Wow.
And then think whether we like it or not, one of the things in corporate, you kind of don't control your time.
No,
Oh,
9
for
to 5
sure.
is a real
9
thing.
to
I mean,
5.
here it's 8 to 5 basically.
Yeah.
And even more, but yes.
So I
yeah,
think
it's a real
that's
thing.
the only thing. I feel like if companies move towards giving people more flexibility, yes, but I feel like it's and also I think it's about, I don't know about you guys, I want to have something that I call my own.
Yeah.
Like to say, what, this is something that I started from scratch.
Yes.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
because in corporate, at the end of the day, as much as you do have your own value that comes out of it, you are contributing to a bottom line.
Yeah,
You are
yeah.
part of you're a piece of the puzzle
Yes.
in the wider puzzle, big puzzle that
I
is
still prefer
contributing.
puzzle to the whole thing of a cog.
Yeah,
You
no,
know,
no, no.
cog.
I
hate
no,
the
no.
cog
I
thing.
hate the cog analogy.
Yeah. This
is
I
not a
love.
cog.
Yeah, no, no, no. I'm not a cog. I also
Yeah.
love
like pieces of
puzzles.
the puzzle.
So yeah, you're
I
a
love
piece of
that.
the puzzle,
Yes.
and you fit into a wider organization that has
Beautiful.
bottom
Yeah.
lines.
Yes.
Yeah.
That has bottom lines, and that's very important. It doesn't mean you can't contribute, but it's not your own. It's not like
Yeah.
something you build from scratch with
Yes.
profit where you fully control the time. And yes, I mean, we've come so far with technology and with the pandemic and all of that where we can control these things to a certain degree.
But
There's
still, only a
flexible
certain-
working.
yeah.
I mean, I know in South Africa we don't really do the 4-day work week.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
would love it. I'm just going to throw it out there. I would love a 4-day work
yeah,
week.
same
But
here.
there is definitely moves towards that level of flexibility. But it will never be what you're talking about in terms of owning your time.
And it will never be yours.
It will
I
never
think
be
for me,
yours.
it's,
Yes.
I think one of the things that I don't want to see myself looking at myself maybe 10 years or 20 years down the line and I'm like, okay, fine, I had a corporate career, but what is it that I can say is mine?
Yeah, there's nothing
know.
tangible that's yours. Yeah, that makes sense.
Generational wealth.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Will you
Yes.
get it from corporate? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a tough one.
It's a tough one.
It's a tough one.
We'll talk about it throughout the rest
yeah,
of the.
yeah, we'll
yes,
talk about
yeah.
it. Yeah.
I think for me, I'm a bit in the middle.
Okay.
So I completely agree with both your viewpoints. I think that it's going to be really interesting to see where the traditional corporate environment goes in like the next 20 years.
Yes.
Because as it is, it's already changing so vastly. The generations that are coming after us have a very different idea of how they want the workspace to look. So I'm excited to see how that's going to play out.
Yes.
But I can't foresee between, AI, how people want to work, how things are changing, hybrid, all of this. I can't see it remaining the same.
Yes.
So I'm excited to see whether I'm still going to be part of that puzzle or, whether I'm going to step out of it.
I think it also has a lot to do with your appetite for change.
Oh, yeah.
And how risk averse you are because
Yeah.
corporate is so dynamic and it's
Yes.
changing consistently. Every time you get a
Yeah.
handle on it, something is changing. It's a very, very dynamic, moving ecosystem, So that depends on you. If you want to fully control that,
Yes.
then, like building your own thing where you have full control over
Yes.
every element might be better for you.
Yeah.
Because in corporate, let's be honest, decisions get made on the top, filtered down. You don't really have full control over it. You have to
Yeah.
adapt. You have to figure it out. So like if they're like, we're back to the office 5 days a week,
You're back.
you're back
You're
to the office
back.
5 days a week,
Yes.
Yeah.
So there's really very little control and you have to understand if you can handle that constant change. And I think for me, the interesting part has been like there's always updates with technology. Like you spoke about Copilot in the
Yeah,
last
yeah.
episode. And for me, I still remember when we went into the pandemic, we used to use Skype for Business and Teams was coming out, but nobody made use of it. I also didn't make use of it. I didn't like the emojis. I didn't really think it was, it didn't really have a place for me. I loved Skype for Business's emojis. And it was literally needed to just communicate within the office, but we were all in the same space.
Yeah.
And then the pandemic hit, and the one thing it taught me is you're always going to have to push yourself to learn
Yes.
technology at a
Yes.
faster pace. And that's exactly what Teams did when coincidentally we went on to Teams exactly when the pandemic hit, and it became such a big part of our lives.
you have to
But
always be
there's
learning.
there's been so many
Yes.
changes to Teams. There's now a new Outlook. So constantly learning. You've got to realize you've got to have that appetite to adapt to that change consistently in corporate, and whether that stresses you out or excites you.
Yes.
you know?
Yeah.
Should we do some cute corporate Q&A?
Ooh, yes, we should.
Yeah.
Can I go first?
Go for it.
Okay. What is the bougiest thing in your work handbag?
My Lancome lipstick. I'm literally wearing it right now. I can't do like a day without it.
Oh, wow.
I love that.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Color is beautiful, by
so
the way.
Thank you so much.
beautiful.
Yeah, it's working.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
And
totally,
you
it's
have?
totally the right choice. Mine's is my newest edition, which is my Field Bar bottle.
Right. Lovely.
Bougiest thing.
Very nice.
Yeah,
very
if,
nice.
if someone from Field Bar is listening, we're all obsessed with the Nelly pink.
Yes, we
Yes.
are.
Yes, we are. Please create
kind of
the
like-
mini cooler for us. You've already got 3 people.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
enough of a demand, right?
Exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Somebody just,
yeah.
reach out to Field Bar. Yes.
I'll use it as a lunchbox.
Yes.
I currently have a Woolies bag. It's bad,
Yes.
guys.
So help us out there
Bad.
to the
It's
people
bad.
at Field Bar.
I mean, I love that I asked that question, and
Yes.
yet my work bag has nothing bougie in it.
no, that's just sad.
I know.
I know.
I need to
Life is
work on
hard
that.
already.
It's time to
Exactly.
change.
I need to-
2026.
My
find
2026 thing is going to
Yes.
be to work on putting something bougie
I
in my
love
work
it.
bag. There is nothing bougie in there right now.
Tell me what your go-to stressed out snack is.
Ooh.
Don't judge me, guys, but I just have this thing of like, I like sucking a lollipop. Like literally, has knows I'll be there, and I know I look weird and awkward because I'll be all dolled up, but then there I
You're
am.
like in the meeting, the seat at the table
no, not
with your
in the
lollipop.
meeting.
Okay, just checking, just checking.
She's reading the room. No?
Okay. Just
so
checking,
that's my
just
thing.
checking.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
That's very cute, actually. I don't know when last I had a lollipop.
Yes.
I think for me, see, Woolies is very dangerous. They make the best snacks.
Right.
But the Woolies strawberries and cream gummies, Woolies, if you're listening, like you can send me a lifetime supply. It's bad. Like I'll be there and I'll be like in meetings the whole day,
Yes.
and the bag will be there, and I'll just be like,
How long does that bag really
No, it doesn't
last,
last
though?
very long.
Yeah,
That's what
it's
I'm
not the
saying.
whole day.
If you want to sponsor me, now you know, like I would not say no. Love.
I mean,
that.
for me, same. It's Woolies. It's Woolies Chuckles.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I can vacuum a bag without even.
I love the word. Yeah.
Yeah, that does not paint a
Doesn't sound good. Doesn't sound good. Yeah.
It's when times are tough.
Yeah.
Friends of you.
Yeah, friends of you.
Deadlines are lost.
Chuckles are there for me. So
Yeah,
whether
yeah.
I'm buying myself,
Yeah.
bags on bags or getting sent them, yes,
Yeah,
thank
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Chuckles, that's my thing.
Which one?
The red one.
Yeah. Be
The red-
specific.
Please don't send raisins.
Be specific. Nobody likes the
Nobody
raisin.
likes raisins.
Nobody likes. Who even
That's just
eats
a
the
hate
raisins?
crime.
Hence, yeah.
People eat raisins.
No,
That's just a
man,
hate crime.
no.
I'm sorry.
It's a hate
No.
crime indeed.
No, there are people who love raisins, guys.
Heels girl or sneaker girl?
Heels.
Heels.
Ooh, I'm definitely a sneaker girl. I'm a millennial. Like I can be, unless it's like a super strategic meeting and I'm reading the room and I'm wearing heels. If I'm just going into the office, it's like business casual and sneakers any day.
I don't think I'd be in corporate if I couldn't wear heels.
No,
not that
also
serious.
say
I'm just kidding.
I love my heels.
Yes.
But one thing that has happened, guys, and I used to judge people when I started working in corporate. You know the kitten heels?
Yeah.
Guys, I'm wearing kitten heels.
Oh, you've become
We
that girl.
downgraded from stilettos.
Like, I have downgraded and I just feel like it's okay.
One step closer to flat.
You are one step closer to the sneakers.
No,
You're
guys.
almost there. Just come to the dark
Like,
side.
you know what? When I'm that close, that's when I wear my stilettos. Just to,
Yes.
you know,
Okay.
to
Remind us,
my-
like, yeah,
to
yeah,
remind
yeah, yeah,
myself,
yeah.
like,
Reset
no,
yourself.
girl,
No, we
go.
will not
Yeah.
go down that far. Okay, I like it.
Guys, what's your morning routine? What's the one thing that before you leave home you need to do in order for you,
For the day to start
Yeah.
right. No, I think that's such an important question, because like I mentioned, it's so easy, especially if you get to work hybrid where you can just start working. So I've started becoming, it's something I started last year, becoming very intentional about having like a morning breakfast routine. So getting
keeping
up
yourself
early,
alive.
Keeping myself alive, yes.
I love
Keep
that.
myself alive.
I love that.
No, it's
The
hard.
basics of life. Yes.
No, I was never a breakfast person. This was hard for me, guys. And I still sometimes have to be so consistent about it, But like taking time, whether it's 30 minutes before my day is supposed to start from a work perspective, instead of like squeezing extra sleep, it's get up and actually make breakfast and sit outside and get some sunshine
I
and
like
have some fresh air and all of that, and then get my work day started. But it's very important about balancing the right kind of breakfast. I used to be a coffee on an empty stomach kind of girl, and it's so unhealthy for
Yeah.
you. So just being mindful about that. And I think it's actually made a huge difference.
That's great.
But it just takes a lot of consistency.
I don't have a specific ritual. I mean, I think I like to romanticize the space that I work in. So it's a lot of like my favorite color, a lot of florals, like, like just those girly things to try and make it like a prettier environment. And then just also for me, really like waking up and choosing my outfit is like a big deal for me. So it's not something that's necessarily, we're not necessarily well known for that in our career spaces.
Yeah.
But, that for me is really important. So like, putting together like a whole style, I think. If I didn't do that, my day doesn't feel right. Like I think you guys know me well enough. If my hair is up and I've got glasses on,
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Something is
I remember the
something's
first
wrong.
time I saw her in glasses, I
You're
was
like, what's wrong?
what's wrong?
What's wrong?
No, you just know.
Yeah.
Like even I will know. I'll be like,
Yeah.
are your eyes okay?
and if it's like glasses plus hairs up plus flats, guys,
No, something's
something's
wrong.
really wrong.
Something's
Send
wrong.
help.
Yes.
Send help. Yeah.
I think
SOS. That's important. It also
Yeah.
shows you how different we all are, because for me,
Yeah.
it's literally like, what doesn't need to be ironed? And then I like, what will get me out the house the fastest? That is what I choose to
no,
wear.
I'm down to like which earring
Oh, no,
on
no.
which.
Okay, no, I'm not that deep.
Yeah,
I'm
and
not.
then like
not.
sometimes I'll go to work and I'll have on the wrong accessory and I'll be like, damn it, the whole day. I
Yeah,
know.
really? Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
I mean,
maybe
it's not
deeper
that
than
deep
just
for
a
me.
morning ritual.
It might be a little bit.
Maybe you should look into this.
Yeah. That, I mean, maybe I'm
Yeah.
not awake enough in the morning to think about this. I don't know.
Sam, what's yours?
I think for me, I listen to one particular song. It's a
Okay.
manifestation.
Love
Love it,
it.
love it.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
abundance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
No,
need to
that's
listen to that
great.
song. I feel like it. Even if I had a bad night,
Yes.
once I get into then
You
I'm
can
all
switch
good.
on.
Then I can switch on.
You put on like your corporate persona because
Oh,
you've heard
yeah,
your song now.
yeah.
Yes.
Then yeah.
I like that. But still, we've spoken about so much.
Yeah,
We've gone all over. We've spoken about the highs, the lows, the good, the bad. But I still feel lucky to even be in the room at all.
absolutely.
I mean, thinking back to not even that many years ago, our grandparents, our great grandmothers, who maybe had these kind of dreams for their lives, but it was just that it was a dream. It could never become a reality. And here we are in rooms, taking up space,
Yeah,
showing up with confidence,
Having your voice heard.
having your
Yeah.
voice
Having an
heard.
impact.
And it's a big deal. It's still a big deal. Let's not undermine what a big deal it is. But it's less of a big deal than it used to be. It's not unheard
yes.
of.
Yes.
yeah,
And that's
yeah.
extremely powerful, I
No,
think.
absolutely. But to your point, it still is a big deal. And I think that's why I said we have such a responsibility
Yeah.
to keep showing up until such a point where it's like a 50-50 split and it's
Yes.
not
Yeah.
such a big deal any longer. But you're right. I think I'm so grateful.
Yes.
It's something like young me
Yeah.
looked forward to. And I
Yeah.
thought, oh my word, I
Yes.
wonder if I'd be able to do it one day. And you look at for me, I always admire the ex-Pepsi CEO, PepsiCo CEO, and because she was a woman who was female and went out there and did it and became CEO and looked up to her. And I thought, I wonder if that could be me when I grow up,
Yeah.
But to actually get to be taking the steps to be there, I have so much of gratefulness.
Yeah.
So even on the
Yeah.
bad days, I
Yes.
remind myself, yes, it is, okay, this day was particularly difficult and I have to figure out how to get to the next day. But there's no point where I'm like, I will throw in the towel because I also know like how much of effort I've put in to be here. And it's like I'm doing myself a disservice
Yeah.
if I do that.
Because I think for me also, when I look back where I come from and the opportunities I've had, like you said, the rooms I've been able to sit in, I can't help but say I'm grateful. There will be lows, but it's
Yes.
okay.
Fine.
But I feel like what's important, and I'd say to young people, is that every day you need to be intentional towards achieving your goals. But also I feel like we also are hard on ourselves,
Yeah.
as females, that
Yes.
you have these goals and you feel like I've not reached my
Yes,
goals,
yeah.
but it's okay.
Yes. But
And
you
I
have
think
done so
something I
much.
just want to add to that though, because something I feel like we also don't do as women is if we do get an achievement, we sometimes just go, what's the next
what's
thing?
next?
And we don't
Yeah,
stop
you don't
and say,
celebrate the small
Let
wins and
me
the big
celebrate
wins."
the small
Yeah.
win. Yes, okay, I managed to finish this project
Yes.
in record time or get
Yeah.
it done or do something someone didn't think that I was going to be
Yes.
able to do, because the reality is you will have people who will voice
Yeah.
those to you. And you don't stop to say, listen, today I did myself proud.
Yeah.
I really did well. And you're so focused on what's my next thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
be more mindful about doing it for yourself.
Love it.
Love that. Love that. I think I'm also guilty of that.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm always, what's the next thing? What's the next thing?
That's the
you know?
thing.
I don't know if you guys experience it. Do you feel like sometimes only when other people tell you, that's when you're like, I did that.
Yes.
you
And
know?
then the imposter syndrome creeps in. Like,
Oh,
was
no.
it me? Did I do it? Did
You
I
know?
do it?
You
Yes.
know? Yeah.
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 Let's end on a positive note.
Yes.
Let's end on a
Yes.
good space. Yes. Yeah.
I mean, for me, this conversation has been like so impactful in that I've learned so much
Very empowering.
from your experiences.
Yes.
I think it's I love that we're able to sit around the table and talk about our corporate journeys and where we are and where we want to go and where we
Yes.
hope we'll be.
Yeah.
And I hope that we can even come back in 5 years and revisit this and
Yeah.
see how
Yes.
far we've come
Yeah.
from there. But for me, I've absolutely loved having this
Yes.
conversation with you guys.
Yes.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yes. And we want to hear yours. Yours
Absolutely.
journey.
Yeah,
Your
like,
journey. Tell us a little bit about your
Yeah.
experience in corporate. What are the
Yeah.
highs? What are the lows?
What resonated, yeah.
What questions do you have?
I was going to
Advice?
say, like, what
Yeah.
questions do you have
Yeah.
for us? You know?
Yeah, do you have advice you need in any
You know,
areas?
Yeah. Do you want to give us advice?
Yeah, give us
Yeah, you know,
exactly.
because like, we're literally
still
starting
learning.
out.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're willing to learn.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
yeah.
So let
Yeah.
us know.
Yes.
But be nice.
Be nice.
Please be nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. And on that note, thank you very much. This was part 2 of our Working in Corporate episode. Thank you very much for joining us on the Intentional Life podcast. We are going to be back with another episode next week. I will not give you a hint right now what it is about, but keep an eye on our socials because we'll be dropping a few teasers about that, and we look forward to having our next conversation.
And talking about socials, guys, please do not forget to follow us on our different socials from TikTok to YouTube and also Instagram. Please subscribe. Please.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys. Bye.